Welcome back to Casuregni. It is the 5th of Funzen, and the party is exploring the archive, specifically the demiplane that they have found within the archive that contains an amassed group of knowledge that has been collected by the god Volta, otherwise known as the Time Archivist. They have been exploring. They found a zombified dragon of sorts that they defeated relatively easy for it being a dragon, and have continued into a third room where they found a large projection of planets that don't seem to match their world's solar system. They fought off lots of guards. What was that?
I was going to say, I think that was a detail that was missed.
No, I said that last
Did
week.
you mention that the solar system didn't match?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
there was just a lot of drama happening right around the
did.
same time.
Okay.
So,
I guess also, how would we know what our solar system looks like? So.
well, you know how many planets are in your night sky, and this is more than that. So, we do not have Jason with us tonight. He had other obligations. He will be rejoining us next week, I believe. And not next week, next time. Yes, I know. Sorry. But that is where we pick up with the group exploring this new room in the demiplane. Now that you have killed all of the animated armors that attacked you.
I feel like Zelia is probably gonna try look around to see if there's a way, see if there's a general idea of what she can gather for how this place is organized, or even find a Dewey Decimal System, or even test calling out book names. See if anything will come out.
Okay, walk me through. How are you looking for these things? What are you doing? Role play it out for me.
So right now she's kind of towards the middle-ish curve set of books. So she's currently looking at the titles, seeing if it's maybe similar to the room we were just previously in, where it was by sections. I know that particular room was magic and grouped in for each of those. So she's trying to see if it's maybe a similar system like this, where it's done by subject, or if there's anything on the binds that maybe indicates how they're archived, like the Dewey's Decimal System. And I think while she's doing that, she's probably trying to see some of the names of the books that are in front of her and see if she can call out the name of a book to see if it maybe has the same system as the room that we were first in.
Give me a perception or investigation check.
Okay, it's gonna take me 1 second to do, because I forgot to actually hit your thing. You said perception or investigation?
Either one.
They're both the same. Starting off real strong.
So, here's what happens. You know what? I'm gonna make this a little funny for you. So you're paying attention. You don't see any type of numbering or anything on the spines that would indicate the Dewey Decimal System. So you try to do a thing where you call out the names, and you go to call out one of the book's names, and you run into a cart and you fall over because you missed that it was there and just kind of tripped over it.
Ow. Ow. Oh, that's gonna smart later. Oh. Just slowly gets herself up and is rubbing her at her side.
This is a massive room with thousands of books.
Yeah, she's just gonna probably continue along the middle section for a good long while, depending on how long the others want to stay in here. I guess I will let Drago or Nira and them see if they want to try to look at for anything while my character's just stumbling in her search.
I will say that you do think that this is arranged topically. So
Okay.
all the books of similar nature are going to be near each other.
Is
Good
it
to
arranged topically and then further by like author or further by book title?
By book title.
Gotcha.
Alright. I feel like even if I shout, Nira's not anywhere close enough to me. I guess I could say she was going this direction when looking,
Sure.
but that's probably still not far. Whenever I get close enough to where Nira is, I will. Oh, I would have called that out to Drago, but then when I get close enough to Nira, I will also let her know
Okay.
that little piece of information, so that way we at least have that part ruled out.
Okay. Nira, you are atop the bookshelves, surveying your
Yep.
domain. Everything that the light
My
touches
domain.
belongs to us.
Belongs to me. Get off my lawn. I don't know. I think she's just trying to look around the room, see if anything other than the solar system, which has obviously stood out. Like if anything else weird stands out.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
I swear. Oh, okay. We're gonna have another one of those. Oh, well, at least it's a double digit with my modifier. 15.
I will say that you do see this guy over here on the far side that never attacked you guys. Over. Come on, ping.
Yes.
Thank you.
I see it. I see the pings. I can't get to that bookshelf from here. How far is that jump? Haha, that's funny. I'm gonna misty step over here
Okay.
and then walk. I will take away that spell slot in a second. Is there anything I can see about him from down here?
That it's kind of a little bit slumped over. It's still put together, so it's not like it's not present like the other ones were, but it doesn't seem to stand quite right. As you look over your shoulder, you can also see that Beck is standing at the base of the spinning solar system and just kind of staring up at it, almost hypnotized.
I can't even speak.
I shouldn't. I shouldn't. I so badly want to, but I shouldn't. What's the section of books about over here? Like, what can I gather?
There are two different topics that you can see just from glancing. There is a section on dragons and a section on giants.
Ooh, both of those could be interesting. I'll start with dragons, though, because that's more pertinent.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a D100.
Oh, good gosh. I'll roll in real life, too, just to see if what I rolled here is better. It's not. It's really funny, though, because I rolled a 33 in Foundry and a 22 in real life. Doubles! Alright, 33 is what I was going with for real, though.
My handy dandy book here.
The handy dandy book.
Yeah, this is the right one. This is the right one. All right. So you pull out a book. And this is about a dragon known as Cur of the Void.
No, that's interesting.
Sounds like a perfectly normal and chill dude.
What do I learn about this cur of the void?
That he was. Hang on, I just wanted to make sure I'm reading this correctly. My lighting is not so great for reading, so my bad. Alright, so you read the words of someone named Malikor, who said, "Our undoing will not be the armies that march on our gates or the spies within our midst. We will destroy ourselves and the world within us. All we require is a bit of flesh." And this is supposed to be a direct quote of Cur of the Void, this dragon, said to Malikor. You see that some call him the first dragon. So that is all you can glean that's important from that one. I have my Book
Mind
of
sending me
Dragons.
what you said later.
Sure, I'm just pulling it straight from my Book of Dragons.
That's fine. What is Drago doing while I'm reading that?
What is Drago doing?
I was originally stacking up all
The bodies.
armors. Well, they're armors, not bodies.
Yes. Well, they have skeletons inside them.
I will take the skeletons out of the bodies and sort them.
By color.
Yes, by color.
This one's white, and this one's white.
This is good.
And this one's white. This is a big pile.
Oh, wait, this one's ivory.
It's slightly off-white. You be in your own pile. You must be the king.
This is eggshell white. This, surprisingly enough, is bone white.
Oh, shocker. A bone is bone white.
That was surprising. Wasn't expecting that one. This one's snow white. And these are the 7 dwarves.
So, Drago is stacking bones.
Yes. Stacking bones, stacking armor.
I suppose Tina would look over here. Because if that's all you're doing, I'm moving on.
Okay, so Hina's looking over there. These do seem to be a lot more of like leather-bound journals, things where you can't read a title on the spine. There
God.
are books full of maps and different like blueprint type materials and drawings. There are a few sketchbooks.
Oh, good lord. Looking through these is gonna be a nightmare, but this is what she's here for.
Okay. Close the book.
Thank you.
I just didn't want to have to keep the book open, my bad. So,
You're good.
Hina, go ahead and roll me a D100.
Oh, damn it, 29.
29. You pull out a random sketchbook. It is full of somebody's anatomy drawings.
I figured that was gonna happen to me.
Lots of male anatomy in this one.
this would happen on the very first book I pulled. Why am I not surprised? Is there anything else in here?
In that
of note
sketchbook,
at all?
I mean, there's some notable male anatomy, but that's about it in that one.
Okay, I'm putting it back.
So by male anatomy, what specifically are you referring to with the male anatomy?
I
the
think you can.
deltoid,
I
or
think you can gather what part of the male anatomy.
The Adam's apple.
the Adam's
Jonathan.
apple.
Clearly.
Yeah, like there's plenty things. The hip bones, those are distinct.
There are some hip bones in there. For
Can I pull
sure.
another journal, please.
Roll another D100.
63.
You pull a diary that seems to have belonged to Aurelius Ibai. That details a time when dragons were attacking from the southern regions. It also talks about the birth of his
Something.
firstborn.
Yay! That's great. Actually, no.
Can
would
Hina
probably
roll a
really-
stress roll,
really
please?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So, Foundry. I might regret that, but.
Stress
Let's see,
roll.
How am I handling that? I'm handling it okay.
Alright.
Handling it okay. I'm sad.
Yeah.
but-
It's more of an aww than an aww.
It's bittersweet, but like the sweet is just enough that it's not too bitter.
Yes. But yes, it details how many people were sent out for the dragons, what measures were taken to fight off said dragons. Lots of logistical stuff that is super boring, but would have been important for him to remember, which is why he wrote it down. The amount of gold that he spent fighting these dragons, which was a significant amount, even by modern standards.
He was such a good emperor.
Definitely.
My heart. Alright, I'll pass.
Alright,
I'm reading. so.
so Zelia, Drago, Nira, and Hina are both reading, which leaves you two.
I'll give Drago a chance because he hasn't.
Drago,
stacking
you have
bones.
finished sorting all the bones.
I guess I will try and find a book about the solar system in this room. Why not?
Okay. I'm just going to pull you over to a bookshelf.
I'm gonna look for a book standing in the middle of the room.
Right, so I'm going to pull you over to a bookshelf. Can you please roll me perception or investigation, your choice?
Gosh, bad either way. I'll go with perception. Okay. Wow. Straight rolling.
All right. The first book that you find, the first one that your eyes land on, is literally entitled The Solar System.
Bingo. Drago is expert bookfinder.
Expert bookfinder. You have a book on the solar system.
He's going to open the book.
Okay.
Can he read the book?
What languages does Draco read and write?
Common and pretty sure just Draconic. Yep.
Okay, it's a little difficult because this is not exactly modern common, but it's not exactly ancient common either.
Are there pictures?
There's a few illustrations.
Well, then we'll figure it out then.
All right. Hang on. I just want to figure this out. I have to go read my notes.
Who does that anymore?
Shh. Okay, so here's what you can glean. Casuregni has one large sun that is located to the polar south of the world, which, as you have figured out by now, leaves the continent of Nikux in permanent daylight, which has why it's a desert. And you guys have 3 moons surrounding Casuregni. One is Rutil, which is the largest. You have a ringed moon, which is known as Adror, and the smallest is Sierra. The other solar bodies of the night sky are Koros, which is the closest planet to the sun, which does cause an eclipse every 300 to 400 years. Rubrum and its 1 moon, which is sometimes called Aquila. Atea and its 12 moons. Anahera and its 5 moons. And Ranji, which is the farthest planet from the sun.
Alright then.
Which I will also throw in the notes for you guys.
Thank you.
So that is what you have found and what you can glean from this book. There's a lot more information in this book that you cannot make out because it's basically written in Old English. And the these and thous are very confusing, Drago.
That's
Like
okay.
reading King James. So, Zelia, now that you're done tripping over bookshelves, what would you like to be doing? Are you looking for anything in particular, considering you are currently standing on a desk?
she was trying to look higher up on the bookshelf. Totally.
That's fair. Totally fine. I was just making sure you knew. You're standing on a desk.
Yeah. I figured she's the type that would have done it, so.
As long as you are aware.
Yep. Yeah, she's trying to like look higher up on the shelf, seeing if she can gather what is roughly in her area.
In the section that you are in, you see it seems to be books about people of importance.
Okay, are there any names that stick out to her that aren't people she is aware of, I guess?
Let's find out. There is one. There is a book on the Guardian.
I guess she's gonna take a quick glance at that one, see if she can glean anything interesting out of that.
You flip it open just to a random page, and in there is an illustration of Kurik from when he was probably younger. His hair is shorter. He's smiling wide. And he carries a giant sword.
That's why he's smiling.
So that's the very first page that you land on. Everything else, it just seems to be kind of the gathered materials and knowledge of the minor deity known as the Guardian.
Okay. I think after that, she'll put it like back on the shelf and then try to like continue down this way to see if she can find anything else of note. Just continue on stepping on the desk until she like gets it back on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, just continuing down this way to see what all she can find.
All right. Zelia, you run across a section and it catches your eye because there's a name in it that you recognize. You see a book about the Deku's eye.
Oh. I mean, she's going to pick that up to look in it.
It is on the highest shelf. Even standing on the desk, it is just out of your reach.
Is it possible to put do these shelves seem sturdy enough to put my foot on one of the shelves? To,
One way to find
try to
out.
climb? I want to try to climb up the shelf to get it.
Let's see. Does it hold you? It does.
Yay. I would like to nab the book, please.
You nab the book.
And I will start to look in it to see what interesting information.
What languages does Zelia read and write? Because this is
boy.
not in common.
Thieves can't. Common, which does not help. Infernal and Loti.
You are not able to read this book.
I'm gonna go try to find Celebrun. Because that's who else. But like, it could skip to others because it's gonna probably take me a while to walk to him.
That is fair. All right, we'll go back to Nira.
I assume I'm done reading at this point.
You are done reading that
that was-
book on dragons.
That was interesting, and I put it back on the shelf.
Fascinating read, Cur of the Void.
Yes. I don't think I want to move on from dragons yet,
Okay.
because there were a lot of dragons on the ancient map that I'm kind of interested in, like, seeing if I can find any information on them.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm gonna keep looking here.
All right. Go ahead and roll another D100.
I can't read in this light. 56.
56. Okay. You find a book on someone called Farseer.
Okay.
Farseer was a time dragon. The one and only recorded time dragon, according to this book. She evidently roamed Casuregni right around the same time as Galhenna. She was nobody's friend and nobody's foe.
I'm a dragon. That's interesting. This is like book short.
It
or
is.
Did I just glean that from the first couple pages?
That's the first couple of pages, but it is a book, a shorter book. It mostly seems to be collections of the sightings of this dragon.
Can I just flip to the end to see what the last sighting is?
Sure. This book ends in the year 35. And the last known sighting of Farseer was in the Avidite region.
Right, once I record that, I'm probably just gonna put the book back, because else to look for in that.
Okay.
Because like getting information about where she was 10,000 years ago is not going to help me now.
Fair enough.
Even if I was attempting to find her.
Are you looking for the dragons on the ancient map specifically?
Yeah.
Okay, which one are you looking for?
Any of them? Any other than Galhenna, because I feel like I know a lot about Galhenna, but I don't really know anything about the rest of them.
You have 3 other options.
Yeah. Let me pull up the map so I remember their names. How do you pronounce the 2 that are on Nycux? It's Aetorin and...
Hold on. I have to pull it up because I can't see.
Iconos or something like that?
Iknos and Aetorin.
I'll start with Aetorin, but I want to kind of get information on all of them.
Okay,
if
so you're going to start
possible.
with Aetorin. I'm going to just roll.
Yep. Sure.
Oh, nat 100. Awesome.
Let's go!
So you find a book similar to the one on Farseer, but on Aetorin. Aetorin is a gemstone dragon. Specifically, an opal dragon.
Okay.
And the last sighting of Aetorin was in the year 347 and was in the area that would modern day be Kirikiria. At that point, though, it was wild. So.
Oops. Just got my notes on the floor.
Well, that's not helpful.
No, it's not. Okay, I got it. Any other information from that 100?
Aetorin is a known shapeshifter.
Interesting.
And she often walked around as an elven woman.
You said she often walked around as a woman?
Elven woman, specifically.
Elven woman. Okay. Does it say the elven woman's name or the name she went
There
by?
were many names that she went by. She changed the name up every so often. So it's best guess, if you were to run into her today, she would not be using any of the names that she used to go by.
Hmm.
Is that it for your research on Aetorin?
I guess so, unless unless the 100 gives me anything else. I don't really know what else. to look
Nothing
for.
that would be of relevance to you this many years later. Like, there's other details about her, but this is from so long ago.
Right. That makes sense.
Alright. So, Hina, gets to roll me a d100.
45.
45.
I'm never
He
gonna
has
find
found
this
another
book.
sketchbook.
Ah! Is this one any worse or any better?
It's definitely better. This one is of people, but they have their clothes on.
Oh,
So-
that's nice.
So, just a random sketchbook.
I'm gonna flip through really fast. Is there anything that stands out?
Nope.
Great, I put it back and look again.
Okay. I'll roll this time.
Oh, you roll? I just rolled.
Okay.
I got a 92.
You got a what?
92.
It's funny, I got a 96. Pull out another random journal. You just kind of throw it open because you're getting frustrated at this point. And you immediately recognize the handwriting.
I do?
Yeah.
I'm
You
getting
do.
emotional.
It's okay. This is the book that you came here for. This is Kaylaren's journal.
Yep, I'm done. Hina's done. She's reading this, and she's not doing anything else.
Okay. Drago!
Yep.
You done reading about the solar system?
I mean, depends on how engaging the read is, I suppose.
Well, I've already told you everything that you can glean from it.
And you said
It's
it was
hard to
about,
read, so.
You said it was about our solar system?
Yes.
Or okay, so not about the solar system thing.
No.
No. Well, maybe I'll look for a book on the solar system that I'm seeing here.
Okay. I will just so that you don't waste your time, where you are currently located, you are not going to be able to find that.
Well, okay, that's fine.
So you will have to move to another area to get that.
Oh, there you go.
He grew wings and flew over there.
Evidently.
I mean,
If you're going to be looking for that specifically, I will just... There you go. Now you're in the right section.
So
Go ahead and roll me a
again.
D100.
Alright.
Also, Drago, you look up and you see Beck staring, mesmerized by the spinning solar system.
Him and 3.
All right. You find one that seems to be about the solar system mentioned here. And there's no name given to this solar system. But the writings are... It's really weird, Drago, because it almost like when you first open up, you're almost like, I can't read this. But the more you look at it, the more the words kind of fall into place. And seem to magically change for you to be able to read it. And these are very personal writings. And they speak about seeing the solar system firsthand.
This doesn't make any sense to me.
I will say that after a while of you reading it, you can gather that these are the writings of the god Volta. And he wrote about this system in particular. Is that it for you right now, Drago?
I suppose.
Okay. Zelia,
Yes.
how's it going with that book on the Deku's eye that you can't read?
I've been making my way to celebrate.
You see that he is engrossed in a book, and he just kind of like jerks and looks up. Huh?
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. What's up?
Do you by chance know what the language is of this book?
He takes
not one I
it
can read.
and looks at it, and he's like, well, it's not one of the languages that I know.
Boy, I was afraid you were gonna say that.
Hold on. Hold on, I may be able to fix that.
I may just learn this language like that. Watch my magic. I am better than you.
Yes, he will ritually cast Comprehend Languages.
He's they're just gonna read it.
He's like, it takes me 10 minutes to get the spell to work. Leave it with me, and I'll let you know what I can figure out.
Thanks. I guess I'll go look around the rest of the library. Is there anything you're looking for in particular that I can maybe try to find for you?
Nothing in particular. And as he slides a book back onto the shelf.
Subtle.
I kind of like curiously look to see what book he just put back on the
Roll
shelf.
perception.
The love of fiend.
Hey! Oh my god, I thought I was gonna land on one. I was so scared for you.
Dirty
There you
20.
go.
The book that he has slid back, and also based on context clues where it is in this section, seems to be about different elven clans.
She's curious, but she's not gonna ask.
Okay.
She's gonna then slip away. Alright, I'm gonna go look around.
Alright, I'll let you know if I find anything interesting. Also, if you see my fiance, can you tell her to stop running off without me?
I'll do my best.
I
No
lost sight of
promises.
her and I have no clue where she is now.
Probably in this room.
I would hope so. Yeah, with that, he sits down on the floor, sets to read the book.
Yay.
So, what are you going to do while he is looking into that book for you?
Probably just like go around and see if she can find any books in the meantime that would be, I guess, like relevant on anything that they've like learned so far, or anything.
Give me some examples. Come on, give me
Like
some.
I was gonna say like maybe like like locations like Rykar or like Fazar. I think those. Oh yeah, I think like locations like that. Specifically those two are on the top of her mind.
Okay. Anything on Rykar?
Oh, also I was also gonna add in there the desert.
Nygax?
Yes, that. Thank you.
The continent or the desert
Nygax.
specifically?
Specifically the desert, being that's where they gathered the entrance is for.
In the Nethersbane Desert.
for they need
Gotcha.
to find. Yep.
Alrighty. Well, let's see what you can find. Go ahead and roll me a d100.
Okay. Let me. 82.
All right. You find something about the dangers of the Nethersbane Desert.
Is it a language I can read?
Yes, it is. It's in common.
Can you read
Okay.
common? Then no.
She'll go ahead and look, just, read over that then.
It basically talks about the different dangers of traversing the Nethersbane Desert, why it has not been settled up until this point. Kind of basically what makes it so dangerous to go there. Because it is inhospitable. There are large sandworms, kind of like there were in Zoglia. But these ones are supposedly much larger and more dangerous. There are different creatures that have learned to adapt to its harsh climates. The fact that the sun never sets there is a huge deal. There is no darkness. It is daylight all the time. It is hot all the time. The sands are shifting constantly, making it very easy to lose your way. And yeah, there's very little water to be found because it's, constantly evaporating. Also, there are times of the year where in the middle of the Nethersbane Desert, it will rain acid.
Oh.
Pleasant.
Very inhospitable place to live.
Yeah, I can gather that. Oh my goodness. That's fun. Well, those are good things to be aware of for if and when we go there. Probably flip back to the others.
All right. We're back to Nira.
Who? Sorry?
Nira?
Okay, that's what I thought you said. I just didn't hear you. Okay. Hey, dragon.
Which dragon are we looking for?
Naamon, the Iknos? I don't know how to say that.
Iknos? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. It takes you a little while, but you finally find a book on Iknos. The gold dragon. And it talks about how Iknos was mated to another dragon, though he was very secretive about this, and no one was ever able to figure out who his mate was. But Iknos is also a known shapeshifter. Though his forms tended to vary a bit more.
You know, nothing you say disproves my theory. I'm just waiting for you to tell me that I'm right. And that's all I can gather about.
Yeah.
Alright, and now Gulzarath.
Gulzarath.
I gotta make
34.
sure I don't spell that wrong.
Gotcha. Alright. Gulzarath, the Bone Breaker.
Okay.
A black dragon who never stuck to one territory very long, though he was rumored to have a lair somewhere in the region of Maul. He also has a minor cult following. People that worship him as a god. That's about all you can figure out about him.
That checks out with what I've heard about him thus far. Also need to make sure I don't spell his name wrong. I would have spelled it correctly. Cool. If that's all I can find, I'll put this book back.
That is about all you can find.
I'm half interested in the giants, but I had other questions that didn't really pertain to giants, so I'm gonna move to another section.
Okay. Is there something in particular that you're looking for? So that way we don't waste too much time if you just kind of shooting in the dark.
Well, how about this? What section am I standing near? If I can think of something related to that, I will stay. If not, I'll move.
You're in a section about alchemy.
I'm moving. Over here.
This is all about plants.
I don't care about plants. Not really.
Animals?
Trying to think. Is it like monster animals? Or just like animals in general?
Animals.
Okay, then I'm not as interested.
If you want monster animals, you gotta go to the other side of the shelf.
Oh, okay.
Monsters.
I know Hina knows about behemoths, but I'm kind of interested to see what the books have to offer that she didn't offer up because it's just common knowledge for her.
Okay. So you're looking for books on behemoths.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll for me. A D100, please.
That's a 46.
46. Okay. It takes you a while before you can find anything. And what I will do is I will send you a photo. Once I find it, I will send you
Okay.
the photo that I have for their token and send it to you.
Okay.
And that will be
Sure.
what you get out of it.
That's fine.
I just have to find the photo first.
That's fine. That, I found, wrote down 3 pieces of information, so
Okay.
that's a lot of reading, so I can switch to someone else.
Well, we're going in a circle, so Hina would be next.
Thanks, me! I'm still reading. I'm not going to stop reading. You can tell me about what I'm reading about if you want.
Okay. The very first entry in this journal details the destruction of Solaz.
Oh, no.
So I feel like she's probably stuck on that for a while.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So at one point he does talk about her and how much he misses her.
Oh, you cut out. Wait, what'd you say?
And how much he misses her.
So we got the destruction of Solaz, how much he misses her, like... Is that a constant thing throughout it? Or does
It
he
comes
seem
up
to,
every
like...
once in a while. It's not a constant thing. It's definitely more often at the beginning than as the book progresses. The journal gets farther on. He begins to talk about the founding of Saray Ibai and the charges left by the gods, and then he goes into detail about the Ascension and how much strife was in the family over that decision, and how angry Kurik and Aurelius were that the gods were choosing to leave. And even himself seems in his writing to be upset over this decision, confused, and hurt. He talks about having a few conversations with Lotir about why this was happening and how he felt like the gods were withholding information and trying to change the narrative and not giving them a say. Then it starts to go into, after the ascension of the gods, the early days of trying to basically restart the world. And it ends with basically where Aurelius's journal picked up, with dragons attacking from the south. And how he was one of the first to be sent out to confirm and to try and parlay with the dragons. And that the negotiations were unsuccessful, and he had sustained an injury.
Does he say what injury, or is he
lost an
vague about it?
arm.
Oh no.
Thankfully, in his writing, it was not his sword or writing arm, but it still hurts a lot. And that Aurelius is now gathering whoever will answer the call to go fight the dragons and to protect people as they basically take any type of military force that they have and prepare to defend the few settlements. And that is where the journal ends.
I'm gonna see if there's another one of his, because I don't think it would just I don't think he just stopped journaling there.
No, he ran out of pages.
Yeah, I figured that's what it is, so I'm going to look for the next one.
Okay. Roll another D100.
45.
45. The next book, you grab the one that was right next to it. Guys, I mean, that's pretty good instinct. Velta's not very disorganized. So it makes sense to keep those together. And it's right next to it. And this journal's the next several years. He talks about Aurelius' children and the early kingdom of Ibai and the founding of Volaznia and the holy city of Iosan, and how Aurelius would not allow them to build the main temples to the gods in Saray. He made them go find somewhere else to establish them. The only one that he allowed to be built in Saray was a temple to the Sky Queen. And he said it could not be the main temple. He starts to chronicle the raising of Aurelius' son, who he finds to be very amusing and kind of chaotic, and says that it's basically Kurik, but smaller. Talks about his duties now as head of the guard of the Celestial Wardens, the keepers and bodyguards of the royal family, and how much he enjoys this position. And he is honored at the fact that Aurelius considers him close enough to be an advisor and to be his personal guard. And it's more and more of the same for years. Day-to-day drabble.
Is there any hint or mention of another female eventually?
There is mention of a woman very late in this journal that he thinks that someone may be interested in him, but he's not sure how he feels about that. There is nothing to indicate that anything ever happened.
Is there a next book?
There is.
I take the next book.
The next book, there is a significant time jump here.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that he's much older in this. It chronicles Aurelius growing ill and Korik really struggling with the fact that he is going to outlive his son. And talks about the high priest of the Sky Queen and the high priest of the Ice Father both coming, as they fear that the Emperor is not long for this world. And the very next entry is about the coronation of Aurelius' son. And it's months later. And the pages are tear-stained. And this book talks about him stepping down from his position as the head bodyguard and allowing the new emperor to choose who he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And he chronicles the way that Korik was deceived and sent to Mukatara, and how he firmly voiced his displeasure to the new emperor over that choice. And that the new emperor basically said, I don't care what you have to say. I'm doing what I think is best for the world. If you don't like it, you can go with him. And how much that hurt him. And how he misses Hina, and he misses Hina's sister. And his memories of the time before. And the last entry talks about how he is not feeling well, and he's probably not long for this world. But that's okay, because that means he'll get to be with his family again. And that is the last journal.
I'm putting these in my bag. I don't care. They're all mine. Oh god. Okay. Oh, okay.
Is there any other information that anyone would like to get? Instead of continuing on this round robin.
I think besides waiting to hear from Celebrin about that book, perhaps looking into any of the other cults that we've come across.
Sure, where are you, Zelia?
was still kind of up
There
here
you are.
by,
I'm going to just
yeah.
drag you to the correct section for that.
Oh, fun. So the section I was already near.
Yes. In fact, right down here. Cults galore. Is there a specific cult you are looking for?
I mean, I feel like we've learned a lot about the primary cult that we're aware of. I mean, I guess I could grab them just to show to the others in case any of them want to look at it. Trying to think. So would the followers of the Bloody Innocents be here? Even the Bloody Innocents in and of itself is not a bad. Horse crap, that's out of character. I guess folks in the Bloody Innocents. My brain is starting to mix information together. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I caught myself. I was like, oh crap, no, I know that out of character. I don't know that in character. I'm sorry. But yeah, books on the Bloody Innocents, and then trying to think of what other cults we've come across. Crap. That's the main ones, I think, right?
Deku's Eye, the Bloody Innocents,
Which
the Carpathos,
Yeah, the Carpathos was the other one.
and then any followings of, and Zelia would be the one to know this, any followings of the lords and ladies of the Nine Hells.
She just wants to find one on her dad.
Fair enough, let's see what we can get on him. 32. There is a not up-to-date list of all of his children. It ends around the year 45, so it's not up to date. But there is an entire book of names that are all supposed to be the progeny of the Lord of the Eighth Hell.
It'd be funny if she just like found a pen, like ink.
It just adds her
and
name to
put
it.
somewhere. Well, like herself, if there's like any other like main
Oh,
ones
yeah.
from her area, like
You know your siblings.
I feel like I think that's something she's gonna do. Like maybe if there's a piece of paper lying around, that way she doesn't write it directly in the book because she knows how well it's gonna fit. And that way
Fair enough.
there's just like a new insert into it.
And for the record, this is written in Infernal.
Yeah.
So,
So that is what she's gonna do. She's gonna bring it to the desk and.
all right. Drago, is there anything that you would like to look for?
I want to look at the plant section.
You do?
Yep. Tell me about the most exotic of plants.
You can find stuff about all sorts of weird flora from all over this world. One that catches your eye is assassin vines.
Oh dear. Someone who knows what assassin vibes are. Oh dear.
Assassin vines. There's also something that is called the death flower. Not because it actually kills you, but because it smells like death. Pretty exotic.
Yeah.
Pretty exotic.
You would also find books on Avidyers in this section. Drago has never seen an
Ooh.
Avidyer, but there are books on Avidyers. So Drago is looking at books on plants. Zelia is writing down all the names of her brothers and sisters to add to this book. Hina is reading very sadly over Kaelin's journals. Celebrin is reading a
very sadly.
yes, very sadly. Celebrin is reading this book on the Deku's Eye. What is Nira doing? You asked me to move you to a specific section.
Yes, I want to get my phone to work. The Maharani has been really bothering me. I want to learn about her. And the Maharaj too, but
Okay.
Maharani I know, so I want to look into her first.
Sure thing. So, the Maharani, you are going to feel so vindicated because you've been waiting patiently for this information out of character.
Mm-hmm.
The Maharani is the leader of the city-state of Nikos, and her name is Melia Swiftstrike. There is no record of her origin. She just kind of showed up and established a city one day, and everyone was chill with it.
How long ago?
Way too long ago for her to be human.
Mm-hmm.
The first records of Melia Swiftstrike, the Maharani of Nikos, is in the year 213. There are rumors that indicate that she is married to the Maharaj of Meloy, but no one's ever proven that. And if you ask her about it, she gets real pissed. She is very hard to get an audience with as well. But her people love her, and they regularly send their tithe to her. She is a very, very rich woman.
Can I make the connections now?
You can make the connections now.
Grand. Is the Maharaj the same way, where he's the leader of his city-state, and that was established a heckin' long time ago?
Yep.
Let's see, when did I call this? Let's see.
It's been weeks at this point. You've been begging me to let you make the characters' connections.
Technically yesterday.
I made the actual claim in the conspiracy theories chat on February 9th.
And today's date
I
is...
believed that March 14th, and I believed that before I wrote it down. So it's been over a month, and I was right.
Because the last known sightings of those specifically came right around the same time, give or take 100 years, that
And
these
they're
cities
shapeshifters.
were established. Another thing that you would note in the writings on the Maharani is that nowhere in the city of Nikos is there a Dragon Drop Hunters Guild. It is one of the few major cities in the world that does not have an outpost of the Dragon Drop Hunters. Drago, that book on the solar system written by Volta, did you hold on to that or did you put that back?
Put it back.
Gotcha.
I am not a thief.
I just wanted to verify because we never actually established that. unless you guys tell me that you're putting the books back, unless you tell me that you're putting it back, I'm just going to assume that you're holding on to them.
Oh, it's funny. I do the opposite.
I'm
That's fair.
assuming y'all are thieves.
Hina's taking the books with about like that Kailerin wrote because Volta told her she could if she found them. Nira's just putting back what she finds
Gotcha.
because she's writing down the information she needs.
Fair enough. At this point, Celebrin kind of picks his head up and goes, "Alright, I've read the book!"
Okay, coming back.
Zelia, for the record, this is written in Abyssal, which is like the language of creepy stuff.
Tough one to read, that one.
Uh-huh. Very. Thankfully, I have magic for that.
Why would it have been abyssal?
I don't know, but this is really creepy stuff. Really, really creepy stuff.
How so?
Well, supposedly the leader of this organization can disintegrate people. Yeah.
What?
And that is their preferred method of execution. Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah,
and
real
I'm not a
creepy
fan of
stuff.
that.
Yeah. Real creepy.
Do you know the leader's name or?
No, I don't.
So okay, the leader of this organization is just very terrifying, and
He hands you back the book.
that's concerning.
Please take this.
Sorry, what was that?
Take it. I don't want
Yeah, I will. Okay, I am taking it.
to.
Pops.
Well, I am sufficiently creeped out. Is there anything else we need from this place?
No. I don't think so.
I mean, we've learned how to seal away the demigod, whatever the heck it is, if she wakes up. We've learned where she is. We've sort of seen her. We've learned all the things that we're gonna need and kind of where they're at. I don't know if we've learned anything else that's useful. Drago, are you still here?
I've learned useful stuff.
Yes, I'm still here.
He like says in a normal voice on the other side of the room.
Where we cannot hear him.
I learned some pretty useful stuff.
What'd you learn?
I learned that Beck should learn his place and shut the fuck up.
That's
What do you mean?
harsh.
The Maharani's a dragon.
I'm sorry, what?
Say what now?
The Maharani is a dragon.
That's
She
weird.
established the city-state of Nikos in, let's see what I wrote down again, 213?
Then she can't be
So-
human.
Lovely.
Also, you ready? You ready? Melia Swiftstrike is her name.
Swift strike. Like, isn't that what the little dragon said that?
Baby dragon. Yeah, that's what she said her mother's name was.
Of all the
So the leader of Nikos is a moonstone dragon.
Yes.
things just keep getting more complicated.
Also, the Maharaj is the dragon too.
Oh, I mean, that would make sense. They're supposed to be married.
Do we know what kind of dragon? Probably a moonstone dragon, right?
Did it say in the writing?
Nope.
Didn't say. But I have a hunch.
What's your
I'm not
hunch?
gonna say it because it's just a hunch. Unless you really want to know.
I want to know. What's your hunch?
Hina! Who is too absorbed in her book to be paying.
She's been kind of over there crying off and on.
Did she find what she was looking for?
I think so. I think that's why she's crying.
That's tough. Anyway, I just wanted the ancient map. You know how on Nykux there's 2 dragons?
Right.
One's male, one's female.
So you think they're the leaders of the city-states?
I do.
Do we have any knowledge about what those dragons were?
Yes. Eiknos is a gold dragon.
Okay.
They're both shapeshifters.
Okay.
Let's see. Where is it? There it is. Aetorin is a gemstone dragon, specifically opal.
Well, that's not a moonstone dragon, so...
I think it's close enough.
maybe. Let's hope dragons don't get ticked off by semantics. Totally not like there's whole legends of them getting ticked off over semantics. But either way, we face down an ancient dragon.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Drago!
Just a little.
Hey, buddy!
What's up, buddy?
I was reading a creepy book. You want to hold on to it?
I took it back.
Oh, that's right. You did take it back. My bad. I was reading a creepy book. What did you find?
I found a book on plants and a book on planets.
Anything?
Plants and planets.
Anything interesting?
There's many plants that can kill you.
That would be correct.
Yes, you specifically.
Me specifically.
Yes.
Why
Because
him?
you're small
I'm just.
and frail.
I'm just skinny.
What's an interesting one you read about?
Assassin vine.
Where are those native to?
That's terrifying.
Oh yes, it's wonderful. You see, the poison of it seeps into your skin and causes you to bleed out of your eyes.
Where do they grow?
They grow in Avidite
Ew.
and the Costal Wood, and basically this entire continent.
Celebrant, I want one.
Too bad. That's terrifying.
I was also reading that you can identify them based on their thorns, which are roughly about this long.
That's pretty long.
Yes, it would go right through your arm.
Huh.
Skewer you, practically.
I have no intentions of becoming a shish kebab. So,
Well, you would certainly know if you were pricked by them.
yeah,
Supposedly, it's like a burning sensation.
you are very fascinated by these assassin vines.
And how they can kill you.
Read it. Well, you asked what I was reading.
Anything else you read about you found interesting?
The planet.
Well,
Pointing at the mobile.
That
oh.
Beck is still mesmerized by the way.
They're not our planets. Not that I really understand what planets are. The book was confusing.
We're on a planet right now. Like, our world is a planet.
Yes. Does that mean you understand it?
Sort of.
Well, good for you. And he pats his head.
That felt very patronizing.
Yes,
That's
well,
not surprising.
these don't match our planets,
So,
apparently.
what planets are they then?
I don't really know. It was difficult reading the book.
I was gonna say something really mean, and I'm glad I stayed an inside thought.
Tell me later.
Zelia, did you find anything interesting?
I
Other than the creepy
found
book?
They could possibly also be creepy for all I know. I found books on the. Well, I found a book on my dad's lineage. That was very, very outdated. But I found a whole section of, like, on the cults. Oh, I also found a book on the desert we need to go to, over in Nycrux. It rains acid. There was other things too, but that was the main thing that stuck out to me.
That's rather noteworthy. Yeah.
Terrifying, honestly.
Huh. Aren't there people currently trying to, like, settle on that continent?
I think
Yes.
so.
That's terrifying for them.
Yeah. On so many levels.
Hina!
She'll snap her head up. What?
Hi. We're kind of sharing what we found.
Okay.
Drago is very interested in plants that can kill us.
Okay.
He also found out that this solar system thing is not ours, but he doesn't know where it does belong.
I've told you that.
Uh-huh. But he found out about... He evidently found a book about it, but couldn't really understand it. Zelia found a book on cults and a really, really creepy book on one specific cult. Turns out, their leader likes to disintegrate people, and the book on them is written in Abyssal. So, creepy.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I spent most of my time deciphering that book, so I didn't get a whole lot else. And then Nira made lots of interesting discoveries about dragons. Specifically that the Maharaj and Maharani of the Malay Coast are dragons. She thinks they might be the ones that appear on the ancient map.
What makes you think they're dragons, though?
Celebrin will relay everything that Nira told them. So that way nobody has to rehash anything and you don't have to have a conversation with yourself.
So... No, I guess that makes sense. Even if they're not the same, that little dragon we found on Mukatara basically spoiled it all.
Yeah, so some good did come of smashing up your dad's statue.
I guess so.
So we faced down an ancient dragon in Iosan. A very ancient dragon.
Yes, we did. Yes,
And we
did.
walked out unscathed.
You know, that makes sense too when you think about it. Because it was said that there are no, like, Malay Coast is one of the few nations in the current world that has no religious affiliation, like, with any god. And if
Yeah.
it's being run by 2 dragons, that would make sense.
Yeah. Because the dragons have no allegiances to the gods. At least, to my knowledge, they don't.
They don't.
You know, I could spend a lifetime in these rooms that we found.
I mean, if you get to become his high priest, you might get to.
He is not spending a lifetime in here. Don't encourage him.
I'm just stating the obvious.
I mean, it would be kind of cool. Yes.
Selvin.
Just be able to come in here whenever I want.
Yes, but not a lifetime.
I mean, it would take a lifetime to read all of this. I mean, look how many. It's so cool in here.
And you have a life to live.
He just pouts a little. Nira, can you roll perception for me?
Sure.
And I'll give you advantage because it is regarding your fiance.
Oh.
You're probably
Well,
not
I
going.
just rolled a-
You're not gonna need it.
I just rolled a 25 without advantage.
You're not gonna need it. You do notice that the books behind him, the book that he had been reading did not match this section. And in this section, there is a book that did not get put back quite right. And he
I'll
does
go
keep looking
invest-
at them.
I'm gonna look at it, like, make a bold move to actually, like, move toward it.
And what you doing?
That book doesn't belong there.
No, it does belong there. I put it,
yeah?
yeah, I pulled it out of there, I put it back there.
Can I see it?
Why?
Why are you hiding it?
I'm not hiding it.
Then let me see it.
Why?
I want to see it.
Fine. He moves out of the way so you can get the book.
I will inspect the book.
The book is about elven clans. Specifically, high elven clans.
Is there any particular reason you were looking into this?
Keep insisting that I'm part high elf. Just looking to see if I can
are?
Just looking to see if I could find any relatives.
I want to take a crack at it. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I just want to try it.
The very first clan in the book, you do recognize the name of because you have met a member of this clan, and that is the Phi clan.
Ooh.
And Dian Phi is mentioned
yes.
in the writings.
The High Priest of the Fate Keeper's in here.
Fascinating.
Tell me, do you know any of these names? And I just want to start reading the list of names.
He's giving you this look of, are you kidding me right now?
Come on, you're bound to know someone in here.
I'm not doing this. And he walks away.
I keep reading.
Okay. He has moved over
Even
here.
if he walks away. Even if he walks away, I'm still reading it.
He has walked away and is now inspecting Drago's piles of bones. Drago, did you do this? the bones. Did you do this?
Yes.
Very well organized.
I want to sneak up behind him and continue reading out loud.
And he just cut. I'm gonna tell on you to your dad.
Oh, he's gonna side with me.
Probably, but still.
Also, he's probably gonna get pissed that we're even in here in the first place.
Probably. That's just very true.
I'll still tell him. He won't get so mad that, like, he'll hate me forever. So.
Anyway,
He'll
I
probably
am
just look me-
thoroughly creeped out by some of the knowledge here, and I think we've gotten everything that we need. And since I'm not allowed to spend a lifetime here, then we should probably get going.
Why would you want to spend a lifetime here if you found it creepy?
No, I said we found some creepy stuff in here. Not that all of it was creepy.
Okay.
We just found some creepy stuff.
But you started with that.
Am I wrong? We found some creepy stuff. But I mean, in a library
I
of
don't
this
know.
size, you're not gonna completely get out of finding creepy things. So, are we leaving? Are we staying here?
I'm gonna read a few more names. The book's still in my hand.
Hina, are we staying or are we leaving? I'm putting you in charge because she's annoying me.
I found what I needed. Is there any information that people don't have yet?
Nira is convinced that she has information in her hands that I need, but she would be mistaken.
You keep telling yourself that.
Why is everyone convinced? I swear.
It's in the eyes, Alfred. It's in your eyes.
Whatever.
Nero, go put the book back. To which she huffs and puts the book back.
Are we leaving now?
I don't see a reason to stay.
Okay,
We have everything we need, don't we?
I think so.
You know, Hina never actually shared what she found.
Yeah, that's a good point. She didn't.
What did you want to know? Anything? See, I don't need to share because nobody wants to know anything. All right, let's go.
Sorry, I was preparing the next map.
I know.
I don't know what she had, so...
It's not my business to question what other people do.
You were
But it
looking...
was her fiance's journal, wasn't it?
That's what I was going to confirm. Did you find it?
Yeah. Found 3 journals from my presumed death to his.
Oof. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I say that and the first thing you say is, oof. That's out of character, but what?
He's a kid.
I know. Just, that caught me off guard.
Big oof.
Big oof.
I didn't expect that he would outlive my brother. That was shocking. He threw the biggest fit about my father being sent to Mukatara. founded the Celestial Wardens that guard the royal family.
Whenever we meet up with ML, you should tell him that.
Yeah. I'd like to.
Well, shall we get out of here?
Yeah, let's go.
So, which way are you guys going?
We came from here. Did we want to go out the other door, y'all?
I mean, we can.
Might as well.
Right.
So you guys are going to the other stairs? Yes?
Anyone disagree with that?
I am fine with going to the other stairs.
Hey.
Alright. Who goes through first?
Probably Nira.
Okay. I need Nira to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Alright. That's a dirty 20.
Okay. Who's the next one to go through?
Who would be right behind her?
Celebrin.
Probably Celebrin. Would you mind
I
rolling?
will roll for him if
Thank
you need
you.
me to.
I would appreciate that.
Please don't be dismembered or disfigured. I meant disfigured, not dismembered. Oh my god, he's disfigured. He rolled an one.
Alright.
Damn it.
Awesome. Who's next?
Celia would probably go through next.
Okay, dex saving throw.
Alright, let me get that for you. Why is my brain not working for a second? There we go. 13.
Okay. And last but not least, Drago. Can I please have a dexterity saving throw?
Can I see whatever I'm making a dexterity saving throw for?
No.
Okay, I'm just asking because it matters.
No, you cannot see.
Okay, I was just asking.
So does Hina just not have to roll?
Oh,
or-
I completely forgot about Hina. Because you already rolled
Rude.
2 rolls, so I just...
Rude. I'll just roll everybody. Not that I need to, because... Oh, hey! Hina got a 19.
Alright, so here's what happens. Nira.
What about Beck?
Oh, I'll roll Beck separately.
Okay.
Because as you guys were leaving, Beck was still mesmerized by the spinny thing. So,
Oops, we forgot.
don't worry. Volta will deal with him later. So, what happens is, 2 things happen when you first walk through. Nira, you step through the portal and go, oh shit, I forgot, there's pools of acid on the other side of these. And you step over.
Yes.
And then Celebrant comes right behind you, and before you have a chance to warn him, he immediately falls, only to grab himself on the edge, and you hear him cry out in pain. And he is going to take 3d6 acid damage.
Oh no!
So that's 9 acid damage that he took.
I'll put it in for you.
I
I'll put
appreciate
the
that.
damage in.
I need to keep those. Why did I put them away? What was Zelia's roll? 13. Zelia, you come through to hear him crying out in pain, and you jump over him and then pull him out as Drago comes through and falls. And Drago is going to take 3d6 of acid damage. Oh, that wasn't as bad.
Oof.
It's 8 acid damage.
It's not as
It's
bad as
exact
this
same.
one.
One less.
Oh, the water's over there.
Um,
Water.
and then Hina, you come through to see Drago in the acid and trying to climb out, and you hop over him.
She like steps on his
And I'll-
head. Because he's
No,
like,
I
I was
jumped
gonna
over
say-
you. I got the 19.
well, I was gonna say, because of how tall I am, even though I'm in a 10-foot pit of acid, that means my head's only 2 feet below the top.
She just hops over. So yeah, Celebrant and Drago are in a bit of pain. Which actually, I want to just see what Beck would have gotten, so let me just roll that now. Dex. Saving throw. Normal. Okay. He would have been fine. Okay. The next thing that happens is I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
God.
Good at those.
I can roll Celebrants.
Okay.
Is it because the book?
Oh no.
Yes, dirty 20.
Nat 20.
Also, I didn't steal any books.
This has nothing to do with the books.
Oh, okay.
I was just pulling out a random guess.
As you step through these portals, and as soon as the shock of the whole acid situation happens, you all feel this like strange, almost pulling sensation. And anybody who rolled lower than a 10 immediately vomits.
That's Nira.
Yep, and you're going to take 1d6 of damage, psychic damage. So you'll take 3 psychic damage.
Okay.
But you don't know why you've taken the psychic damage yet. So you all watch as all of this happens with the acid, and as Drago's climbing out of the pit, Nira just upchucks everywhere.
That was a little weird.
And you all kind of feel a little funny. Well, that was horrible. I don't have any skin left on my left foot. Ow.
There's the healing pool not far from here.
Are we all okay if we take like 10 minutes and sit in the pool?
Probably not a bad idea after the fight inside wherever we just were.
Drago, you getting in?
I can get in, yes.
Up. Lol.
Alright. So, whenever Beck does come through, he will also be vomiting.
We just hear him start just
Is it
like,
a lane shifting thing or something?
Didn't feel like going the other direction, though.
I guess.
So you guys spend like 10 minutes in there?
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
should bring everybody back to full health.
Wait,
Unless
how
you were
much
missing.
How much?
It's 1 HP per minute.
Yeah, no, I was missing health from the last fight.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually,
Same.
both of my characters were, so I'll just add 10.
I feel no longer acid.
Yes.
I feel no longer acid. That is a sentence.
Yes.
I'm at least better though, because I'm now 47 of 59. So.
I added the 10 to
52,
Celebrant as well.
Okay. And 74 of 83.
But you are now all back in the general archive keep.
Do you think Volta's gonna be mad about us taking things from there or fighting his guards or the
Wait,
dragon?
you guys took things?
I didn't. Didn't you have to take a book?
I took books because he said if I found them, I could have them.
Well, I didn't know if he said multiple to you originally or not.
He said Kailarin's journal. These are all Kailarin's journals.
Loophole.
Also, just because he
I mean,
gave
I
her
love-
permission doesn't mean he told the sentient armors about that.
That's fair. I just wasn't sure about that.
The sentient armors attacked before I took the books, so...
Yeah, because they attacked
enough.
when we tried to leave that first room and you had one of Kailarin's journals.
I actually left stuff because I added to the list that was
And-
outdated.
In the first room.
Yeah.
That wasn't Kailarin's writing.
Oh,
In the room with the pit?
yeah. No, that's right, that was
That was
Asta's writing.
That was my grandmother's writing.
And you gave it back and they didn't attack then.
Yeah.
They only
Kind of
attacked
regretting it now.
after the dragon thing.
She's far more poetic than my fiance was.
Might be the difference between men and women.
Might be the difference between God and man.
True.
The state they were left in was really unfair. No one was happy about it.
Yeah, I still have questions about that. Volta's still here in theory, right? The Avatar didn't leave. Nira and I never asked him
True.
a question.
It's true, you didn't. Is there anything you wanted to ask him about at this point?
Could ask about the Ascension. If there's anything that you want answers for.
Can't think of anything, that's my problem.
The question is, do you want an idea to possibly go
The-
off of, or did you want it personal?
I mean, we should probably take advantage of getting any knowledge we can, so if we can't think of one...
Do think, actually, you read the book about the ceiling components?
Yeah.
You never specified quantity.
True. Yeah, we could ask him about that. I could ask him about that, since I have the
Right.
ritual. I did take that book, Hina. That is a book that I took. Sorry. It just seemed really
I did
important.
not know that.
Only because it's for the good of the world. I'll look past it.
Oh,
So
I
you're
did a fight earlier. Zelia would have put the creepy book back down.
Thank you
I
for
feel like I need to
specifying.
specify that.
You did need to specify, because again, I said if you did not tell me you put it back, I was assuming you kept it.
Yeah, yeah. She maybe didn't put it back where it was found, but she left it. The book.
It
with the
stayed
names
in the
being-
archive.
Yeah, any of the books that Zelia touched, she did leave. And I think she just left an addition to the one book. But yeah, trying to figure out how many components we need and possibly how we're supposed to use them would be useful.
was how to use them in the book,
Yeah.
or
It-
just what we
Yeah,
needed?
well, it has the ritual that she used, along with what she used. And then I added the Ustium because we're not going to have the same power levels that she did. Which I'm thinking is also probably why the Craig Pathos needs it. Because they don't have the power to break the ceiling
Right.
without the Ustium. And they were getting a whole lot of it, which is what worries me.
I mean, if
They
we're
had other plans
lucky-
with it, though.
True, true.
It wasn't just for breaking the seal. Honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised if they were trying to collect that much Ustium to make Adara so big of a bomb that it levels the entire planet.
Fair. I'm really glad that we took him.
I'm really glad that Beck didn't kill him.
Yeah, that too. We left Beck in the demiplane, didn't we?
I'm sure he'll find his way out. I don't really want to risk falling in acid again.
Yeah, Celeburn, do you?
No, I don't. Especially since my foot just stopped hurting.
Does it look okay?
It looks fine now.
At least you got that going for you. If you're gonna ask about the quantities, you wanted to ask about the Ascension too, though?
I only get one question.
I know, but what did you want to know about it?
Kind of what the god's thought process was for it. You know, I mean, nobody was happy that they left. I certainly would like them to come back.
From what he wrote, Kailerin, Aurelius, and my father felt extremely betrayed.
Yeah, so why'd they do it? That was kind of what I was gonna ask. You probably have more leeway, you know, you could probably ask him more than one thing.
Considering I found the book, I think it's only fair that I get a follow-up question.
I would agree.
Now, would Uncle Bolt see it that way?
Yes, we could go find out. Go see if he's here.
Hopefully.
Sure. I'm gonna group them up in one little
That's
bunch
fair.
so they're easier to move.
Drago, you going with them?
Yeah, I go with them. After enjoying a nice spot of tea in the bath.
The moth.
The bath.
Oops, I closed the door.
You come back in, and just as when you found him originally, that body is draped across the stump in the middle of the garden.
Well, I'm guessing he's out of it again.
Yep.
Hina. Go wake him up. Just, like, go smack
I
him.
don't.
Kind of like Beck did. That
don't-
worked.
Okay. No, actually, it doesn't. It just was really good timing.
You sure?
He doesn't feel anything like that when he's not in there.
Are you sure?
I'm fairly certain that's how it works.
Just to be safe, go smack him.
I'll go tap his leg.
Nothing happens.
I told you.
That's not hitting him, coward. What?
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
If anyone's gonna be
punch
disrespectful
him.
to a god and get away with it, it's you. You punch him?
I punch him full
Im-
on.
Immediately the eyes open. And he turns to look at her.
Am I a coward now?
Ow!
Sorry. You can blame Celeburn for that one.
He sits up and just looks at Celebrant like, what? You have your father's hook. Ouch. I keep forgetting that this body feels pain.
Sorry.
Nothing
Nick,
like
giving
waking
you
up to
pain was
that.
not my intention.
This is the second time that I've woke up to one of your group hitting me.
See, here's the thing. He told me to. I tapped you lightly because I wasn't aiming to hurt you, and then he called me a coward.
Okay, that's fair.
So that's his fault. Anyway.
Fair enough. How did it go? Did you enjoy exploring the archive? Certainly been gone long enough.
What does that mean?
Right, you don't understand how time passes in that demiplane, do you?
Oh no.
Would you like to know what the date is?
Yes.
It's the 15th. You've been gone for over a week. You left on the 5th. It's been 10 days.
Yet.
So again,
Oh my
certainly been gone long enough.
Celebrant, if my father's not here, I'm not going to see him.
Calm down, we'll find out. Volta's just like... So did you have fun? Going through all my stuff?
Do your exhibits normally attack visitors?
Did you wake up my dragon?
It woke up on its own.
That means you touched my map. Did you
Not
touch my map?
initially. Not initially.
Who stuck a body part in the map?
Beck.
Beck?
Well, that would be why the dragon woke up.
Well, sorry
Um,
about that.
Did you kill my dragon?
It was attacking us.
Unfortunately.
I'm going to have to go get another one. That's going to suck ass.
You might also need to replace or remodel your guards.
What'd you do to my guards? Oh, wait,
They
if the
attacked
dragon woke up
us.
and you killed the dragon, right? Right, they defend my stuff. Alright, well, that's a lot
Improvers.
easier to do. That's easier than the dragon. Certainly. You there, big scaly boy. Any chance you want to be an exhibit?
No.
Damn.
Why'd you leave?
Come again?
Why did you leave?
I just went back to the celestial plane. I mean, like, I have to do that all the
Not-
time or else it gets pissed.
All. Yeah. Why did all of you leave?
Oh. You're speaking of the Ascension. Supposedly, we didn't have a choice. Clearly, I didn't follow orders very well. But... Don't
Seems like none of you do.
tell Atsta or Priya about this little rule-breaking thing.
You're not here. Your champion's here.
Exactly. I'm glad we have this understanding. Yes, I am not Volta, I am Kea. So. But as evidently as we didn't really have much of a choice, according to Priya. We had to ascend.
Why?
Or the darkening would have happened again, and again, and again, and again. Supposedly. I'm not in charge of fate. I don't see things like that. But that's why.
All of you just had to follow their word?
It took much deliberation. It was not an easy choice. I only agreed because I remembered this loophole. So I wouldn't have to really leave.
Really agree.
If anything, they made the world more vulnerable because now there's a cult trying to release it, the Conqueror, and there's no one of the right power level to even stop her.
No, there is people to stop her.
Not with the same.
You're going to stop her from waking up, right? Isn't that
Eh,
what you're all, like,
we're going
setting
to
out to do?
We're going to try, but what I'm trying to indicate is it's going to take a lot more for us to be able to do so compared to whatever the Sky Queen did. We don't have her power level. We
Good point. I had
we
not
found the
considered that.
ingredients. We don't
You
know how
hadn't
many.
Considered that? Are you for real?
I hadn't considered that. That doesn't mean the others didn't. I hadn't.
We found a list of ingredients, but we don't know how many we need. We also don't. We think if we can gather Ustium, that could help negate the issue of not having enough power. But at the same time, how much Ustium would we even need to do that? I mean, it's a really powerful spell, and I'm not a spellcaster, really, per se, so...
Per se?
I can do a few small things. I'm not an actual spellcaster, at least in my book. I
Fair.
can't do what other people can do.
Yeah.
Fair. I was not in Solas when all of that happened. I just know that Asta already had the things that she needed, like, there to perform the sealing ritual. I found out about most of it after the fact.
Swell.
I was off fighting Kripa's daddy. Bastard. Most of us were. Asta went alone to go handle Kripa.
Why?
She felt responsible for the girl. Was going to try and save her. I told her it was worthless, but she didn't listen. She never does. She's the goddess of life. She has to try and preserve it, even if it's not worth preserving.
How do you know if something's worth preserving?
I'm the god of time.
That's not what I asked. I'm not saying how do you know, like what gives you the right to know, but what makes somebody worth saving, god of knowledge?
I've never been a good judge of that. That's why they didn't put me in charge. They put Asda in charge of order. It's her thing. But I could see that Kripa was never going to change. That much I could tell. She didn't want to change.
That answers my question. Thank you.
Asta wasn't convinced. She thought the girl could change. If the right arguments were made. Told her it was futile. She didn't listen. Now here we are. If she had just killed her, we wouldn't be in this mess, would we? But no, she was compassionate. She likes to see the best in people. I really do love my sister. Don't misunderstand me. She just frustrates the hell out of me. Yes, I did make that pun because you're here. And he points at Zelia.
really just had to.
I did. Sorry. I don't expect you all to understand the workings of the gods. We are gods, and you are not. For a reason. You're not going to understand us. And honestly, we'll never understand you. No matter how much we want to. We don't experience reality the same way that you do. But that's why. You asked why we ascended. That was why. If you have any other further questions about it, you're going to have to ask Priel and Asta. They're the ones who really made the final decisions. But when our queen makes an order, we all follow it. Once Priel had convinced Asta it was the right thing to do, it was a done deal.
So we already learned he's not going to answer your question. That's the response he gave to the other question.
As far as what you need, is there a question there? Because I didn't hear one.
Zelia mentioned it. How much
I
do we
already
need?
answered her questions.
That's what I was. Celebrin, why don't you ask then?
Celebrin's just like, I don't like the tension that we've created in this room. Could you please explain to me exactly how much of these items that we would need to seal Kripa away if it came to that? We're hoping to prevent it, but should she get out and we need to reseal her, since you said yourself you can't kill a god. He walks over, he takes the book from Celebrin and looks it over. You'll need 1 dragon's eye. You'll need a liter of behemoth's blood. At least 3 of the sealing pillars.
Alright. 3 ceiling pillars, 1 eye, leader
I'm
of
writing it
blood.
down I'm writing it down, and please, for the love of God, take notes.
These other items that are under here, they're going to be general spell components. Things that you can get easily. Well, they used to be readily available easily. I haven't had to get spell components in ages. I have no idea what's readily available anymore. You're going to need diamond dust. At least 1,000 gold's worth. You're going to need at least 1 pound of incense, I would guess. I'm not the magic expert, so I'm estimating some of these quantities. Priel's really the one you should be asking, or Asta, but I guess I'm the one that's here, so I'm the one you've got. You're going to need a pixie's hair. I think that's what that says. It's hard to read. That's what I can make out. I think there's at least 2 more components, but I can't read them. Apologies. and I will let you keep the book, since I can't be of further help.
That's appreciated.
You said that Asda's avatar is still in Serenity, yes?
As far as we know.
You could always make the trek there to ask her. It is her ritual.
If we're able to get back into Serenity, I'd be shocked.
You're the only one who hasn't asked a question? Or are you too angry with me to ask?
I'm not angry. Okay, that's not true. But I'm not too angry to ask a question, I just don't have one.
Fair enough. Once you leave this archive, though, my offer is negated. So either ask while you're here, or don't ask ever. I'm sure you can understand.
Get it. After we leave here, we have to pretend like we never met you here.
Exactly. Or you could say you met Keo. You just can't say that you met the person puppeting Keo. Isn't this fun? We'll have a shared little secret.
Actually, I do have a question.
Fire away.
You said last time we talked that I had already been saved. What does that mean, and how do you know?
It's complicated. And I don't know all the details. All I know is that you were supposed to die as a child at the hand of an enemy that I have faced on many occasions. And instead, one of my kin pulls on threads to save you.
One of your kin?
Yes.
Talking about Priel?
Yes. Pulled on
Just
threads
call
to save you. And
I'd be surprised if you knew this, but why?
I am the god of knowledge, but I don't know everything. I know most things, but the inner workings of my family's psyche is not one of them.
Fair enough.
I do know that
So
she has
she
a
did it.
soft spot for certain families. So maybe it's that, but I don't really know. Sorry.
Certain family?
Certain families. Some of her followers
Okay.
she has real soft spot for.
So much of a soft spot that she let. Was it one or the other? Do you know?
I do
Did
not
it have
know.
to be somebody nice?
I do not know. See, that's the thing. I'm not the god of fate, just of time. So I can go backwards and forwards on the threads. But I can't control the threads.
I get it. I think.
I know how each of you dies, but I can't tell you how to control that death.
That's terrifying.
Yes. That is why knowledge and chaos are so close related. To know is to be immersed in chaos. The two are inseparable, though many think them opposites. Tell me, Zelia. If I was to impart all of my knowledge into your tiny little mortal, brain, what would happen to you?
I feel like I would probably go insane and die.
Exactly. You would go insane. Insanity and chaos are exactly the same. That is what knowledge is. True knowledge is chaos. That is what I embody. That is who I am.
So you're saying you're insane then?
To your mortal understanding, yes. It's a bit more nuanced than that.
Figured I had to take the jab where I could.
A fair one. I did make a jab at you earlier. Turnabout is fair play.
Indeed. Speaking of knowledge, I partially updated your one listing, though I'm sure it's probably one of the more least important ones.
Ah, which one was that?
The children of my father.
Oh,
It's quite outdated. At least the record I found of it.
I have another volume currently in the works. It's not been completed yet. It takes him a lot of time to remember all of his kids.
Well, I've at least helped you there with some of them.
Appreciated. You're glaring at me. What do you want? If there's something you want to say, then say it.
I don't have anything to say to you.
Hina, did you find what you were looking for?
Sorry. Yes, I did actually. I'm taking all three of them, by the way.
Ah! Fine.
You said I could take his journal.
Journal being one.
Journal being one, but, you know, after he lost me, there was three. So...
Fine. But when you die, I'm taking them back.
Well, I will have no use for them when I die.
Good. At least we've come to an understanding. So, you found them, so you were in the planetary room.
Yes.
I didn't think you'd get that far, to be honest.
It did the whole loop.
Impressive. Most people give up after the first room.
I was really hoping to find it.
My current high priest has never been beyond that first room.
Well, apparently your next one, you went through all of them.
I knew I picked a good one in him.
Very chosen.
Sullivan's just like,
Hope you didn't want a choice.
I haven't accepted it yet either.
I suppose. Are you going to deny it, though?
He hasn't offered it yet.
If he does.
I don't know. I'll deal with it then.
Okay.
I'm just glad you stopped listing names.
speaking of the High Priest, maybe we weren't really supposed to come in here. And it's also been over a week.
As far as he's concerned, you're dead.
His system's faulty. It's not my fault.
I wasn't saying it was your fault. Honestly, I found it was amazing.
Also, as far as the High Priest is concerned, you're all dead.
So the question is, how do we leave here?
You walk out the doors.
Because our stuff is not all here with us.
You walk out the doors.
Just say, don't see why it can't be the same way we came in.
You're just going to
but
give
I'm
the
more so
guards outside a heart attack, because they also think you're dead. So, that'll be fun for them.
Oh, I look forward to it. How
Are
But
they
I'll
going
escort
to
you.
try to arrest? Okay.
I will
There we go.
escort you, don't worry.
Thank you.
That's what I was trying to get. I don't really want to go into a jail cell right now.
Oh, come on, they're fun. Right, Celebrin? You met someone rather important to you all in a jail cell. And Celebrin just goes bright red. If I'm not mistaken, I'm the only one here who's been in a jail cell.
Oh, I was in a jail cell to get you out of the jail cell.
It doesn't count. Drago, have you ever been in a jail cell?
Not that I can recall.
Oh, Beck's been in a jail. Oh, crap. We left Beck in the demi-plane. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
And Volta. Well, that's unfortunate. Why didn't he come out with
Right.
you?
He's distracted.
He was mesmerized by the sun planetary thing. He's been staring at it for hours. In there. So probably weeks.
Well. That's going to be awkward for him. I will escort you all out, and then I will go get him. And have him rejoin you. I mean, it is a beautiful system. But, probably shouldn't be staring at it for too long.
Why? What's wrong with it?
Nothing. It's just... Stare at the sun for too long, you're liable to go blind.
Is it as powerful as an actual sun?
No, I mean, it is a scaled down version.
But powerful enough that prolonged exposure would cause permanent damage?
To one's retinas, yes. I like my
Oh,
things
Beck is
real.
blind.
He and Baron will get along well.
The Baron's not blind. I prayed for him.
Right? Well, let me escort you out. Shall we?
By the way, thanks.
For what?
Letting us look around.
Well, I wasn't not going to reward you for doing what you've done. I was too proud of you.
I'm saying thank you.
Well, I appreciate it.
This next part's gonna be all too amusing.
So, he walks you
What?
all to what?
Nothing. Go ahead.
He walks you all to the door, and he throws them open, and the guards turn and look as he marches all of you out.
It's the same two guards as before.
Same two guards, and they
Lose your jobs.
How?
Boo.
What do you mean?
Huh.
How?
And
I
Chaos
was
just
just gonna get like really close to one of them. What? Seeing ghosts?
and Chaos. Don't shit yourselves, it's gonna be okay. So, but yeah, he basically just walked you right out, and you have now left these two guards traumatized for life.
No one's ever gonna believe them.
No, they won't. But anyways, this is as far as I go with you. I will go back for your companion when it's convenient for me, and I will bring him to wherever you are.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Don't go back there. I will be changing the locks.
Okay.
And with that, he turns around and walks back into the library.
I'm sure we'll crack that one too.
I'm sure it won't. He knows me too well.
Mira, you should probably try contacting your dad.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'll use the sending stone.
Okay. What do you say?
Hey Papa, are you still in Alosnia? We're still at the library. We were here too long.
You get a response immediately from him saying, yes, he's in Iosan still, but he will be leaving in the next couple of days.
He's in Iosan specifically?
Mm-hmm. Still.
We can't get to Iosan in 2 days.
You can guess that he will probably go through Port Aldar. So you could try to intercept him there. You do know that, from experience, that it takes about 3 days to get to Port Aldar. So you could try to meet him there.
His birthday's in 2, DJ.
I am aware.
You said I wouldn't miss it.
You haven't.
Would the Library of KO have someone who can make portals, gates, whatever?
You could ask.
Could try to see if we can get back to Yosan.
You could also... Where's your cart and horse?
Probably the stable.
Here?
If you rode through the night, you might be able to make it in 2 days.
To the port or to Yosan?
To Iazan. There's no way, because there's no direct road from the library to the port, that you could do that even on the cart in 2 days. Because it took Nira and Celebrin 6 days total. Well, it took Nira 6 days total to get Celebrin to the port and to get back, because it had been almost a full week.
Do you want to try riding through the night?
Yes. Yes, I do.
We should probably get going then.
Yeah, yesterday. Let's go.
Legitimately like yesterday. Let's start heading out.
Okay. You get your cart and horse. Can somebody roll me a d12 for this day?
I got it. That's a 7.
All right. I also need whoever is driving the cart through the night to give me a con saving throw.
Who's got the best con?
I'd say Nira's actually doing it. She's the one who wants to get there.
What you got for
Also,
a
I
con
was-
save?
I have a +6 to con saves.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
That's a 19.
All right. You will only take 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay.
Do you trade off during the day?
If someone insists, which I am assuming they would.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Someone give me another D12.
I can roll D12.
Okay.
10.
Okay. All right. And you're driving through the night again? Whoever's. You will arrive by the morning of the 17th.
Okay.
Give me a con saving throw, please.
If I was asleep during the day, though, would my first level go away?
Did you get a full 8 hours?
I figure if somebody else was driving during the day, probably.
Then yeah. Also, you all would have gotten a long rest in here, so you guys can take that long rest.
Oh god. That's a 12.
You're gaining 2 levels of exhaustion.
Oh good god, okay.
Good lord, 3 levels of exhaustion. That's gonna.
No,
No, it's 2. She
one of
long
them,
rested.
One of them was
Oh.
yeah, I long rested while people were awake during the day.
Oh, I see. I see.
So it's just 2. It is the 17th of Funzen.
That was a mistake.
And boom, you are in Iosan. Whoop woo! As the sun comes up over the horizon, you are entering the city in the line for the checkpoint. When it comes to get to your turn, the guards ask to survey your cart. Who's currently driving the cart at this point? It's Dawn.
Still Mira, probably.
Still Nira. Nira, I need you to give me a persuasion check.
Oh god.
This is to see how bad your RBF is.
And that's with disadvantage because I have 2 levels of exhaustion. Hey, I rolled an 11 and a 12. That's not bad. Persuasion 13.
You are very clearly grumpy, though. And they don't care for your attitude. So they are taking their sweet old time going through your cart. Opening.
Oh,
Draco
lovely.
wake up from them.
Could you
Yes.
go any slower?
Oh yes,
I
you're
love
all
this
woken up
champion
now by
lady.
them
Dra-
going through every single bag.
Drago
Huh,
would
I
like
wonder
to.
if the champion of the Ice Father will be happy to hear that we're delayed in getting to him.
What was Drago doing?
I was gonna say Drago's just gonna straight up intimidate them and be like, "Boo."
Okay, go ahead and roll intimidation. And I'll say because of Zelia's comment, you can have advantage.
Oh yay! Let's. Yeah, second roll of that.
You roll the exact same thing. Nice. Nice.
15 To be like,
And they're like, when Nira's grumpy, they were like going really slow. Drago sits up. Zelia says that, and then Drago speaks, and that booming voice leaves him, and they quickly hurry up the rest of their inspection. Like, sorry for bothering you. Go on through.
Good.
Why is it that when I'm tired, people suck? Let's go. And we start moving.
All right.
Do you want me to take over so you can just rest a few minutes while we drive the rest of the way?
That's not gonna do anything, but sure, you can drive.
I know it's not going to do much, but it gives you a chance to just, I don't know, center yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. There we go. So, you get to the Temple of the Ice Father. Park your carts. I'm assuming you're going to go in looking for Tiberian.
Mm-hmm. I swear to God, though, DJ. I swear to God, DJ.
She's really gonna kill me. He's not here. You come inside, Tiberian is there. The temple is very quiet, and you see that he and the High Priestess are sitting and talking quietly.
And his very grumpy teenage daughter is going to walk straight up to him and just kind of lean on him like, oh, this is a half hug, but I'm so freaking tired. I can't do anymore.
He's just like, oh, oh. Hello?
Hi.
Hi. You okay?
No.
What happened?
A lot.
I'm sorry.
I would say, but I can't hear.
Okay. You made
I
it here
thought I was
quick from the
gonna miss-
library.
Sleep, really? Oh no, I did during the day. We didn't stop at all.
Why? Why would you do that?
Papa, what do you mean, why?
I mean, why? Why would you put yourself through that?
Because of today.
What about today?
What do you mean, what about today?
What about today?
Do you not remember?
Remember what?
I know you said it doesn't mean that much to you, but I didn't realize you'd completely forget about it.
Oh, is that what this is about? This is because it's another day. Yeah.
It's not just another day.
It is another day.
Papa. No, it's not.
I do
This
not.
always used to be a big deal.
It's different now.
Is it?
It is.
Why?
Because we are both different. We're both different now.
So you both have to lose what we were?
And without your mother here, doesn't hold the same weight.
What does that mean?
For the last, God, how many years has it been? I have not celebrated this day. It's been no need to.
I may be different, but I'm here. Doesn't that count for something?
Of course it counts for something. I don't need you to make a big deal.
Big deal for more than one reason? Or did you forget that too?
We should talk in private before people come into the temple. And he just will escort you back to the back room.
I am walking mega slow because my movement speed was cut in half.
Fair enough. Does anyone go with, or do you guys get them time alone?
feel like time
I'd give
alone.
him space.
Okay. So while they're having their private talk, what is everyone else doing?
I guess I'll look at Drago and Hina and be, do you think that the High Priestess here might have a ton of incense or any of the... Well, I highly doubt she has the major components, but maybe she knows where to find the... What, I don't know if she would know where to find pixie hair, but maybe she would know where to find the diamond dust.
I mean, couldn't we ask a jeweler where to find diamond dust?
Also, do we
Possibly.
have 1,000 gold that we can spend on diamond dust?
Well, I don't.
Collectively, I'm sure we do.
Yeah. We also have to remember that
How
our
many-
collective group includes Beck, which we currently don't have.
Does
How
the
much-
incense have to be from a particular source?
Don't think so. I think we just need to have 1,000 gold worth.
Of
We
incense?
have straight diamonds in the bag. Can we make
also
those
have
diamond dust?
Maybe.
We also have Celestium that we could purchase if we needed to.
Well, then maybe we can go to a mill and have them grind the diamond dust. How many diamonds do you have?
They're not marked on size. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Well,
It just
how,
says diamond.
how many gold pieces worth of diamonds?
Those are Revivify diamonds.
Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
they're what, 500?
300. They're
Three.
300 each. Revivify is 300.
How many do we have?
3.
3. So we
that's
have $900 worth.
What? Didn't we have a giant diamond that we used part of to reverse back in Nira's age thing?
Yes.
One of those should be bigger, I think. Because while a huge chunk of it was cut off, I
yes,
think a huge
there was
chunk of it was
one
left.
that was a resurrection that you cut off a chunk of it, which
So
is
would
I
you
think the
say we have
500.
about 1,000 gold.
Oh, you know what? That's
Okay.
right. We had a resurrection one too. Never mind. I forgot we had a resurrection in the party.
Would you say we have about 1,000 gold pieces worth of diamonds?
I would say you have about 800-900 gold worth.
Okay, so we just need to get another 100 gold pieces worth, basically.
Yep.
Which would be fairly easy to do, and then we just need to get it ground into dust, which should be fairly easy to do.
Especially if we somehow find our way back in Serenity.
Yeah. Which, if we're gonna go pick up a Mel, I could always reach
Might
out
as
to
well
a
just
Mel and
stop there
ask him.
first.
Also, I kind of want to figure out why he was sitting on his dad's throne.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We didn't ask. We should have asked KO about that.
Ask him about what?
Mel sitting on his dad's throne.
Or we can just ask him out when we see him.
True. I'm gonna go message him, ask him. And Celebrant
Okay.
walks away.
Do we want to ask the High Priestess about knowing where we can get a bunch of incense then? I mean, it's a temple. That's a temple thing, isn't it?
I would assume so. We can ask.
Brenna looks
Is
up.
The High...
Hello.
Hello.
Could I be of assistance?
Do you know where we could buy a bigger amount of incense, specifically about a pound's worth?
A pound of incense. That's a lot of incense.
Yeah, I know.
We know.
I need it.
Well, I usually go to the apothecary in town, and they usually provide my incense. I believe they supply all of the temples, so I would assume they have a large quantity.
So we can probably
Okay.
go there to purchase it then.
Or at least get a fraction of what we need, if not all of it.
It is quite pricey for the quality. I mean,
Hmm.
this is
We're not strapped for
altar
cash.
worthy. So,
How much do you usually get and how much does it usually cost?
well, I usually buy a half a pound at a time. My temple doesn't use it as much, so we can buy larger quantities and it lasts us for a while. Half a pound of incense will last us, well, several months, honestly.
How much do you spend?
Well, usually I pay about 300 gold.
This is going to get expensive.
Yep. We do have the future Emperor of Abai on our side.
We probably should have asked Celebrin if he could have asked about that before he went to talk to him. Now to just figure out about the pixie hair.
What do you need pixie hair for?
I don't think you should have said that out loud.
I wasn't really thinking about that.
What do you know about pixie hair anyway?
Other than the fact that it's supposedly hair that belongs to pixies, not much.
Well,
All
then
right.
you wouldn't know where to find it then.
No, but the druids of Avadite are usually who we go to in regards to things fey in nature.
And of course, we don't have our resident Aviditer with us.
Well, we could always try and find her.
I suppose so.
Or we could just find someone else from Avidite. I don't know how much Star I would know about pixies anyway.
Beats me.
Where's the angry one with the dragon tattoo?
He was a little indisposed, but a friend of ours is going to guide him to us when he can.
Very well.
Sorry, that's not a character. I can't help but laugh.
Well, I could take you to the apothecary if you'd like.
That would be helpful, actually.
All right, let me just get my cloak.
I'm gonna like lean in to whisper to the others while she walks away to get her cloak. I mean, we don't technically need altar quality incense from what we know, do we?
I think it would be
This is-
better if we got higher quality.
If this is a god performing a ritual, the better quality, the better results, I would say.
Fair. We should also probably try to find a container that can hold up to a liter. At the very least, while we're here, being there's a market.
We have a
Yes.
cart.
No, we need a
A
liter
container.
of blood, Drago.
Oh,
So we'll need a container or two to put into the cart.
so
Mhm.
an urn?
I
Can an urn
suppose.
hold a liter?
I don't think you realize how small a liter is.
I mean, if
I
it
think
keeps
you're
it well sealed-
overestimating the size of urns.
I do believe they sell vessels at the alchemists as well.
Might be worth inquiring.
Well, we can always ask Malleus. Follow me, please. And she's going to lead you out into the Celeste Marketplace. Actually, I can show you this guy. This is the alchemist. As you come in, he is currently brewing something.
Brewing coffee.
He's
Typical
a
alchemist behavior.
he's a
We all
young
know
man.
alchemists
Modern
like making
day alchemy,
coffee.
sorry.
It is modern day alchemy. He's a young man, late 20s, human, tan skin, dark hair, it's longer. He's got some braids in it, tattoos covering his arm. Lots of piercings.
So a typical Starbucks barista.
Honestly, yeah.
So the gang walks into a Starbucks.
I want some pink cake pops, please.
What is a buck?
It's a
You don't know what a buck
male
is?
deer.
I thought that was a stag.
Also. Anyway, you guys come in, and this man is working, making a concoction of some sort.
Coffee. We established this.
Sure, he's
Yes.
making coffee. Why not? Because we've completely lost the plot. Why not? Making coffee.
Why not? Oh, come on.
Okay, no. We'll go back. Sorry.
He's making tea.
Why do I even bother?
Drink. Anyway.
Anyway, he looks up and just kind of nods his head politely to Brenna, kind of taking in the rest of your eyes lingering on Drago for a very long moment. Welcome.
Hello.
The fact that Drago was the first one to speak is really funny.
This is Malleus Datrin. He is the alchemist. He
We
supplies
want to
all the
inquire about-
temples.
Good to know. We were wanting to inquire about purchasing a large amount of incense,
How much?
specifically a pound.
Pound.
Yes.
Let me see what I have. Brenna leans over to you, Zelia. I really like coming here because he's very open-minded when it comes to our kind.
That's surprising.
Doesn't
Most
seem
aren't.
very open-minded to me.
What do you mean?
He looked at me much longer than he looked at you.
Well, that's probably because he's never seen one of your kind before, not because he's prejudiced.
I would have said it was fair. Considering what I am.
I don't
Why
think
am I the normal one?
many have met your kind, Drago.
Indeed. So why would they not fear my kind?
Well, I don't necessarily say that he looked afraid. More curious and surprised than anything. Malleus is very kind-hearted, truly. He's a good man.
While he's in the back, I want to taste test what he was brewing.
Sure. You taste test it.
Just like, just a little lick kind of thing. Not like
bit.
drink it.
This is an unfinished potion of healing. Did you hear it?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I was just like,
that didn't come through, sorry.
wow.
He comes back. I don't have a pound on me at the moment. I have about 3/4 of a pound. And I'll be getting another shipment of incense in about 2 days.
Do we know how much longer we're going to be in Iosan?
I mean, I think we can wait 2 days.
Well, we needed to go down to O'Brien and then down from there, so I don't see why we can't just wait a little.
We can use that to chance to get stock up on supplies in general, and maybe do a few side jobs in case.
I don't know what side jobs are going to replace the money we're spending, but
Any's better than nothing.
true.
To be able to set that aside for us once you get it, would you like a down payment, full payment?
I could take a down payment.
How much would it cost?
Hold on. I just need to look up how much a regular bundle of incense costs.
Well, didn't you say earlier how much
30
half
gold.
a pound was?
Yes, but there's a reason that I have to look up the cost.
Oh, because I was gonna say you could have just doubled.
No, I know. I'm aware. Okay, so 0.7 pounds is usually 30 gold in normal D&D, which I just have to do some conversion really quick. So he looks at all of you and just kind of narrows his eyes really quick. Who's buying it and why? It's a lot of incense. If you're not working for a temple, it's a peculiar amount.
We have a companion who smells terrible.
And you need a full pound of incense.
We're traveling a long distance.
I'm going to like lean in to whisper to Hina. You could say we were tasked by a champion, it's not a lie.
That's true. So upon a champion's request,
I need you to roll deception.
Did you say perception or deception?
Deception.
Okay.
To
'Cause I
try
heard
to
just
give her a
deception.
I was gonna say
19
to-
plus 5
gonna-
is 24.
I was going to try to give her advantage, but never mind.
He's just like, very well. I can give you a whole pound for 300 gold.
Okay.
Down
Hina will
payment
just
of at
put the
least half.
300 gold.
Or you could pay for it all up front.
I was gonna say, no, I'll just drop the 300 gold.
I was
Just
going
don't.
to ask how many Celestium it would take, but that works. I keep forgetting conversion rates.
Just
Celestium
make
is
sure it's all there.
20 gold.
Yeah, 20 gold.
He quickly counts through it all. Damn. Who's the most perceptive person here?
Not Drago.
Among this group, I have a +4.
I have only a +1.
Okay. Hina, you notice that his eyes are kind of lingering on you a little bit.
Why? Can I roll insight to try and see like if they're like in what I can gather about it? Like, is it
Sure.
disturbed? Is it disgust? Is it intrigue? Like, what is this guy trying to? God damn it!
Hina, it's
I
been
saw that coming from a mile away. So mad.
Hina, it's been a long time since you've been in like regular social interactions. You're completely unsure. You could try and loop one of your friends in, but don't know how well that'll go for you.
When he isn't looking, I'm going to whisper to Zelia, "Is he staring at me?"
I'm gonna look.
Zelia, now that she mentions it, you can tell that he is paying a little extra attention to her.
He's definitely looking at you.
Why?
That's a good question. Can I roll perception?
You could roll insight.
Insight? Whatever. Yeah, insight. I don't know why I said perception.
I don't either.
18.
Mans is interested. He thinks she's hot.
She's trying to hide her grin behind the back of her hand. I think somebody likes you.
Trying to hide
Why?
her grin behind her head.
It's really funny because I'm not even gonna hide the fact that I said why.
If she's loud, you said that loud enough that he could hear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He just kind of looks up.
No filter on that.
I'm going to say my thing loud enough for him to hear. He thinks you're hot.
What?
You are in fact not that hot, temperature-wise. You are quite cold. I've noticed this.
I gotta move my fan. I'm too hot now. I'm like burning up from laughing too hard.
Jagger, no, not that kind of hot.
I don't know what you mean besides that then.
Attractive.
Why would you call someone warm if they're attractive?
It's a turn of phrase.
Who thought
I
that
am
up?
distraught. Thank you. Distraught.
The alchemist looks horrified.
You find her attractive?
I want to die. That's out of character. I want to die.
I don't feel
Jeez.
like discussing this right now.
I should let you know that she is in fact. What are you with the little scrawny thing?
What?
Wrong
Oh,
person.
this is.
This is Hina.
Wrong person.
I always forget.
Ina!
I always forget. Sorry.
What?
She's too old for you.
Drago. We should probably let the poor man get back to work.
I didn't realize that we were preventing him from working.
I was trying
Suffering.
to direct us to leaving.
Suffering so bad.
You know, why don't we go get a drink?
I feel like taking Drago might be a better idea.
You're welcome to look around the shop if there's anything else you need. I'm going to get back to my...
Yeah. And I will walk to another area of the store.
What?
There's all sorts of herbs and different chemicals, even some bottles of poison. There's different, like, concoctions. All sorts of fun goodies. He seems to be a very capable
there any,
alchemist.
like, Are there any empty vials?
Oh yeah, there's lots of vials all over the place. Anywhere basically he could shove one, there is one.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab enough that we could store a liter.
Okay. You could
I
find
don't
a
know how many
small
that is.
jug that would fit your purposes.
You only need it's only like a quart. It's a little more than a quart.
That's fine. I don't know how the size of these vials, Jonathan.
Yeah, you're able to find
They
one
hold-
that's big enough.
I'm pretty sure, actually, a vial holds 1 ounce.
Yes, well, there's different size containers in general.
Oh, yes, yes. I was just saying, like, a vial, I
Yeah.
think, actually.
So I didn't grab a
Wow.
vial, I grabbed something else.
You
Like a
grab like
urn?
a little jug.
Stop! Stop with the urn!
I think he's just being intentionally difficult now.
This is my life.
I'm sorry.
I put the jug down on the table.
He looks up.
I need that too.
You can have it.
Are you sure?
I've got plenty of them.
I can't just take this.
Why not?
You've already taken my heart.
Shut up!
Oh man.
I'm sorry. What did you say your name was again?
I hadn't said, but I'm Malleus.
Brenna said Malleus. That's what it is. Thank you. Well, I'm Hina, if that means anything to you.
Pleasure
and
to make your acquaintance.
Yes, and I realized I never took my long rest, and that's out of character.
Go ahead, take it. That's fine.
Yeah.
You can have it. I don't need anything for it.
If you insist. Let me put that in.
Are you really working on behalf of a champion?
Sort of?
That's reassuring.
I promise you it's nothing nefarious.
That's what people say when they're doing nefarious things. No offense.
Do I look nefarious to you?
Not at all.
Problem is, if I told you everything, you wouldn't believe me.
Try me.
Is there anyone else in this store that's not our group?
No. Just you guys.
Still here?
Brenna's still there, but she's kind of off in the corner looking at stuff.
You really want to go here?
Sure.
I'm actually 10,000 years old at least.
You look good for your age.
Thanks.
He clearly does not believe you.
How am I doing? Should I give you more? Oh, I have more. I have a lot more.
Sound eager to get it off your chest.
Get it off my chest isn't it. It's the fact I said you wouldn't believe me, and you very obviously don't.
You want me to believe that you came from the first age?
If the first stage is post-dawning, then you'd be wrong.
Are you a high elf?
No.
Then you've lost me.
I told you wouldn't believe me.
That's fair. To each their own.
And that's not even the crazy one.
Oh yeah? What's the crazy one?
They could have claimed granddaughter of the Sky Queen.
You have to be an Abai to do that.
I'm from Abai, sort of.
I didn't say you have to be
Sort of
from
as in
Abai. I said you have
Abai-
to be an Abai.
Oh, sorry, I misheard you then. Yeah,
I'll be right back.
be in Abai as in the country and continent were named after my brother.
They were named
My
after.
father.
They were named after the first emperor.
Yeah, my brother. Believe me yet?
No. Should I? That's what you're saying. It sounds insane.
I know. That's why I said you wouldn't believe me.
You're fascinating.
Why? Because I'm a liar, according to you?
Because I don't sense any deception from you, but what you're saying can't possibly be true.
As far as you know.
Again, fascinating. The big scaly fella, what's his deal?
We found him on the road. He doesn't really remember much.
But what is he? Did he run into one of the escaped convicts?
No, he was born like that.
What is he?
I don't know if I don't know the deal with his parentage exactly, but people like that usually have a point where they're one parent's a dragon and one parent's humanoid. So,
That can
Okay.
happen.
yeah,
How does
kinda
that
weird.
work?
Lots of dragons are shapeshifters, actually.
You know, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of like tucks a strand of hair behind his ears.
You did this on purpose.
Actually, no, I didn't.
Oh, really convenient.
I know, right?
That's crazy.
Anyway, he's like, you're welcome to look at any of my wares. You need something that you don't see on the shelves, let me know. I made everything here, so.
Okay.
If you guys needed the incense faster, I could make it, it just may not be the same quality.
You don't have to worry about rushing.
Alright.
Wait, what'd you say?
He said, "All right."
There is a... Ooh, that looks so good.
I'm so excited.
You do see that there is a shelf entirely full of different potions.
I'm gonna look over at the potions, and I'm praying that Zelia's nearby.
We'll say that Zelia's looking
I
at the
mean-
potions.
She probably would have been looking at the potions because assassin and needs different things.
You ever have it where you just go somewhere and you see someone and it's like a blast from the past?
Possibly. I mean, your past is a lot farther than mine, but
Yeah.
I understand the concept you're describing.
It could just be me. I did just find his journal. Maybe I'm just thinking about him too much.
That's possible. Is it the way he looks, talks, acts?
Yes.
All of the above, okay.
It's really strange.
Could he possibly be a descendant?
Read nothing about him having children. Honestly, I don't know if I'd forgive him if he did.
Did he have any siblings, cousins?
Just kidding. I don't think so. I don't know. He seemed very much the roguish on my own type.
Fair enough.
If he had family, he never spoke of them.
You can always keep an open eye. I'm not saying to rush into things, but I'm saying if he makes you feel good, you can at least start by being friends.
I'm really out of the game, though.
I don't think anyone's ever ready whenever they've tried to go into anything.
First
No
time I
one's-
didn't really do much either. He instigated it the entire way.
And this time you had a friend helping you out.
Yeah, thanks.
Granted, I did originally intend to be a little bit more subtle, but when you were a bit louder yourself,
I was
I don't-
kind of confused.
I think we were around chaos for too long.
Maybe, but I've been confused long before that. Actually, he made the most sense.
That's a little terrifying.
What is Drago doing while this is
Welcome
happening?
to my life.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to think of things I would need from an apothecary. No.
You don't need anything. I can give you something to look at.
Sure, what's something to look at in the apothecary?
He's got a human skull sitting on his counter.
I pick it up and I say, alas, poor Yorick.
Sorry, what? Alas, what?
Poor Yorick.
Oh my god.
He looks at you. That's mine. Can you put it down, please?
I'm pretty sure this isn't your skull.
That skull belongs to me. It's not my skull.
But it was someone's skull.
Yes, it was.
Further!
It was someone's skull. Can you please put it down?
I wonder what this individual
He was a pain in the ass.
Was he? Was that all he was?
No. He was also a really, really good apothecary.
Curious. Isn't it weird how once you end up like this, what is left of you?
Fragile mineral. Really all that's left.
What a sad way of thinking about that.
Can you put him down, please?
I suppose.
Thank you. Do you just pick up skulls if you find them?
Is that a problem?
Not a problem, just a little strange.
You're a man who claims someone who is as old as the very dust of this earth to be attractive, and you call me the odd one.
I never claimed anything. Actually.
So you deny it.
I never claimed anything. One way or the other.
So you deny my statement.
You believe that she's really that old?
I mean, what else is there but belief? I mean, if she is that old, I surely wasn't around then.
Good point.
It's like the skull.
How?
Because you don't know the whole story of this skull. You only know the part that you're in it.
Fairly certain I know the whole story of that skull.
Perhaps. But what do I know?
I am questioning that very thing, honestly.
You would not be the first.
So, was your parent a dragon?
I couldn't tell you.
Gotcha.
But then again, I hear that dragons can change their appearance.
Would certainly make that possibility a lot more probable.
Likely.
Drago, as you're watching, he takes the mixture that he has been brewing and he pours it into a vial and corks it. Moving over to the shelf with... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it is amusing. Think about it. This bottle of yours that you've just filled. There's a story behind that, too. And you've just filled it. And you don't know where it ends.
Most likely in someone's gullet, but alright. I'll give you that.
I don't know the future.
Okay. You're a strange one.
Perhaps. But I seem to be surrounded by strange
Fair enough. He moves over to the shelf where Zelia and Hina are standing and puts the bottle on it.
Wait, who's moving over there?
Malleus did. He took the bottle that
Oh,
he
he
just
did?
filled, moved over, put the
Oh, okay,
bottle
he's
on
putting
the
it
shelf. And then just kind of like... Like he's processing the conversation that he just had.
All good there?
Your friend is an interesting one.
I think this is the most he's talked.
He's got a lot to say.
I can believe it.
If you need anything, please
He
let
must
me know.
like you if he's willing to talk to you this much.
I'm honored. He got chatty after picking up the skull on my counter. As you look over, there is a human skull on his counter.
Why?
Did you kill them?
No, they died of natural causes. Old age.
Celia's having to like bite back her comment because that could be a...
Okay. And you just keep the skull on the counter?
It's hard to explain.
Aren't a lot of things hard to explain?
Yeah?
While they're talking, Zelia is like picking up some vials.
Okay. They are of varying different colors. Some of them seem almost metallic.
I'd be interested in picking up some healing potions and some poison.
Definitely have healing potions on that shelf there. Poison's going to be over there in that corner. I only have basic poison. It's illegal to sell anything else in the city.
I'm aware.
Not trying to get arrested, sorry.
Oh, I'm aware. I wouldn't expect you to have anything else. That can be useful to have. She'll grab probably 2 potions of healing and then go to get herself some vials of the poison.
Okay.
Probably just like 2 small vials of poison because it's pretty basic, and also she has her dagger. It's not like she needs it for her dagger.
Yeah.
It's just good to have something to slip in someone's drink.
Alright.
But she won't let Hina alone for too long.
Okay.
Figuring that she probably doesn't want to be... I feel like I should probably add that.
So, Malleus is now back behind this counter. He's throwing more ingredients into his little heated cauldron, working on stuff.
Did you need anything else, Hina?
I don't think so.
Alright, I'm just gonna go see how much this costs. How much for 2 healing potions and the 2 small vials of poison?
Healing potions are 50 gold apiece.
Okay.
And the poison is 20 silver.
She'll go ahead and set that much out.
Okay. So, you're not all from around here, right?
Can you repeat that?
You're not all from around here, right?
No, not in the slightest.
A shame. I was hoping you'd be regular customers, you're big spenders.
I mean, it's possible to be back around more often. It just depends on where our travels take us.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. He says while looking at Hina.
I was about to say, I was gonna look over at Hina.
He does like, ah!
I mean, you'll get to see her at least one other time whenever we come to pick up the incense.
That is true. I assume I'd be seeing all of you, but you're not
I
wrong.
would suppose so, but come on. I saw where you looked just then.
Forgive me. Other than priests, I don't get many people in here.
How much of that did I hear?
All of it. All of it. It's not that big of a shop. It's close enough together that
glaring
Drago
at
has to
Julia.
be really careful while walking.
I am glaring at Zelia at the moment.
Just does a little wave.
Like, the scary glare. Like, I'm going to snap if you say anything else, glare.
Man, Nira's missing out.
Hina has a +8 to intimidation. So, it's true she is.
That's terrifying. Want to go get a drink, Nira?
Nira's not here.
Hina.
Nira. Hina! Ah! We were just talking about Nira. I'm sorry.
You're fine. Drink with you? Sounds lovely.
You can't be mad at me forever. You were the one that asked.
Read him. I should have asked Drago.
I think
Thought that
Drago
you
would have said it
would've
out
felt it
loud
all.
too.
You know what? You're right. So is just doomed to live separate from everything I know.
Now I really do feel like you need a drink. Come on, let's go do something.
Fine.
Please come again.
I'll be back.
See you in a few days.
Mm-hmm.
You guys walk out. Drago, do you go with them? Or do you stay in the apothecary?
No, I would leave with them.
He's like, nope, I'm staying. I'm gonna serenade him with more live speech. Just kidding.
So, where are you guys going?
go find a drink? I know where Zelia typically goes to get a drink, but I don't know if the others would want to go to that part of town, so...
I'm not going to a shady tavern with you.
Will you go to a regular tavern with me, even though I'm probably going to be getting a lot of stares?
Don't worry. I can stare back.
There
Fair
is a excuse me, a tavern in the Temple District. You guys would be aware of this.
We'll go there.
It's called the Nectar.
We'll go there. Perfect.
Well, time to go get a bunch of hateful stares.
Don't worry. I stare back.
So you all head
And
into
maybe
the.
I'll be lucky to look at Drago.
Yeah, he might be your safety net.
Actually, as you guys
I'm
head
sorry,
into the
Drago.
tavern, all the eyes are on Drago, the 8-foot-tall, scaly guy. Nobody cares about the tiefling when there's an 8-foot-tall, scaly guy next to him.
Oh, this is a change of pace.
See? Freedom.
At this
We'll
time
find
of
an empty
day,
place to sit. Maybe sitting.
yeah,
will,
well, there's plenty of empty places. It's still fairly early in the day for people to be at the bar, especially in the Temple District.
Right. So, hopefully sitting will remove some eyes.
There are no chairs that will fit Drago.
Poor Drago.
Could always sit on the floor.
The tables are low enough, Drago. You could sit on the floor.
Drago.
Oh no,
I thought I
Drago
was
died.
muted, so I went to unmute myself, but in fact, I was not muted. I will sit at the table, like sit on the floor.
Okay. As you all begin to ponder the recent things that have happened, what you've all learned, and for Hina, all the feelings that have been felt in the last 72 hours. You all settle down to enjoy a drink and think about what's going on. And figure out where you're going from here. You spend the next 2 days in Iosan waiting for your incense. And then possibly heading out to gather some rather unusual materials. Do you guys order a drink?
Yep.
Yeah.
Drinks are in hand as you contemplate and meditate on what has been and what will be. And that is where we will end tonight's session.